Hey, what up, what up, what up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? Hope y'all having a good day, man. Man, mind you, I'm going to talk about a lot of things today. You know what I mean? I haven't been trained on doing podcasts and things like that. I'm just winging it. I'm learning as I go. So if I say a lot, or if I stop and try to collect my thoughts or whatever, just bear with me. You know what I mean? Because the message is deep and powerful. The message is deep and powerful. Um, Today, it's a strong topic. Mainly the podcast is about me. What I go through, my beliefs, the things that I know, the things that I see, the things that I notice that's going on where I live at. Not just where I live at, in the world, with politics, with different social topics and different things like that. This city has been trying to fucking crucify me. Not trying. This city has been crucifying me. Like, really fucking crucifying me. Like, I'm sitting up here trying to pull the pieces together after people fuck with my life. But yet and still, they want to send me emails and shit like this while they know I'm looking for jobs and I'm doing this and that. And I'm trying to have my hand in so many different places. And what I see is that they've been had this planned out. You know what I mean? They've been had something planned to come after me, to crucify me, for whatever reason that is. I want to take this time on this podcast because I know that they watch the shit. Whether the people out there, whether people is getting my messages, whether people is allowed to see the things that I post or not, right? I know that they watch this, right? So what I want to say to the city is, go after the people who fucked with me. Instead of sending me emails to a man whose life has been ruined by his family, by elect people of the city, by 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 numerous different entities. You know what I mean? Stop going after me. If you want to go after somebody, you know who you go after? Go after them fucking scanner picos, okay? Who are setting people's lives up, who are stealing houses from people, who are selling drugs in this city, who are stealing guns and shit from people. You know what I mean? Taking them back to whatever headquarters that they at, or selling them in the black market or whatever the fuck they doing. That's who you need to go after. Instead of going after a man, a father who's trying to put his life back together after you motherfuckers help ruin it. Stop crucifying me. Stop coming after me. I'm not dealing with your courts and shit like that. They sent me something saying that now they want to put a bench warrant out on me. And I haven't done that. I haven't done anything. Everything that they put on me has been trumped up charges. The first trumped up charge that they tried to put on me, well, not tried, they put it on me, was a false claim, a false protection order by my own fucking grandfather. And he was involved with all this shit. And I know for a fact he was. I did all the research. I did all the running around. I gathered up all my evidence. I got evidence built up against him, knowing that he was in cahoots with the Scanner Picos to set me up. For whatever reason, for whatever agenda that you people have in this system, whether that be FBI, CIA, whether that be the Philadelphia system in general, the court system, why do you want to bring me into your system? Why is it that you trying to get me so fucking bad when I did nothing wrong? You expected me to either hurt myself or go out and hurt others. You wanted me to go out like that guy that y'all did on Erie Avenue when y'all caught him up there in the room with all his firearms and everything. I don't know that man, but I heard about his story. And it seems like this city just has a gripe against people who has their own theocracy, who believes in the way that they want to believe, who believe in the things that they want to do. I don't get it. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around, why do you come and attack me? It seems like you monitor all my fucking emails and everything. You know what I mean? You monitor what I'm doing. You see that I'm trying to get this gig, and the first time you see me actually out doing something else, you know what I mean? What you want to do is you want to impose more stress into my life. You want to bring more stress into my life. You want me to worry about you. I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about the government and what they got to do. I'm not worried about a fucked up family who basically threw me under the bus and derailed my whole fucking life. I'm not worried about what's going on with your secret societies and shit like that. Why did you draw a black ball on me? I do not know. But I know that you guys got to answer to God for that. You guys got to answer to Creator, something above God. Because you like to play God. You like to play God in people's lives. You like to toy with people and nudge people along so they could do whatever or act in whatever way that's according to the way that you want them to act. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I don't know what you had going on in the past. I don't know what you got against my family, my lineage, or whatever. But you need to stop. Seriously. And I'm not doing it no more. I'm not coming to your courts. Okay? I'm not, you know what I mean? Unless you catch me and throw me in your fucking prison or something for no fucking reason. I ain't do nothing wrong to nobody. Y'all will sit up here and use different systems against people. They'll use the welfare system against you. They'll use the school district systems against you. When I turned in letters to the school district and everything about something that went on in the past, okay, this is beyond just a system, just a governing system of Philadelphia. This is beyond that. Now, here, right here, if you're watching this and you don't understand what I'm talking about, then you need to look at movies like The Matrix and things like that, because they can actually, I'm telling you, this is going to sound far-fetched, but they can actually affect the way people think about you and feel about you and the things that they do in your life. Okay? These people have so much control over your life that it's ridiculous. Okay? When I say that we are trapped, that we are truly ensnared by a system that if they don't want you to succeed, they'll do everything in their power not to let you succeed. You can do everything in your power to succeed. If they don't want you to succeed, you won't succeed. That's what we're dealing with. You know, we have a central nervous system. A lot of people believe that the CIA stands for Central Intelligence Agency, but they're in your central nervous system. That's why they're Central Intelligence Agency. They are the center. They are in your lymphatic system. They have taps. Our eyes are, okay, what a movie producer's camera is to making a movie, that's what our eyes are to the gods or to the system. So they actually can perceive what you do, or it's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. It's really hard to articulate and put in this without sounding like far-fetched or whatever. But I know I'm not crazy. I know the information that I stumbled across. I know what I've been through. I know what I've been through. I know what I witnessed. You know, there's some people out here that's not really people. That's all I'm gonna say. It's people out here that's really like demonic spirits, man. It's people out here that can really maneuver and do things in your life that you won't be able to explain. Only way I can explain it is they use people from the Masonic organizations and shit like that. You know what I mean? There's secret societies and shit like that where they have meetings about different people and things like that. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? I know what's going on. I know what my information led me to know. But I don't understand why it's a constant crucifixion on my life. Like, why do I have to be crucified? Why do you want to see me in your courtrooms or going to your jails? It's called theocracy. Look it up, you stupid motherfuckers. My theocracy is I don't fuck with y'all. I don't call the cops no more. I'm not calling the cops no more. I don't call the FBI no more. I don't fuck with y'all. I put in federal tort claims acts against the shit that happened to me and my family, which was all the fucking setup, perpetrated by the Scanapico family. Listen to the name Scanapico. That's Pico Energy, right? Pico Energy runs Philadelphia. Basically, they use us as batteries. You think that they're providing you energy, but you're providing them with a certain energy. Scanapico, Pico Energy. Scanapico Real Estate Development, where they go around buying up fucking houses and setting people the fuck up so they could take whatever property they want to. They have people in every tier of the city. They got people out here dealing drugs, dealing meth, dealing crack, selling weed, and all that shit. They have people in all the businesses, all the employers, all the employees, and all that type of shit. They got people everywhere. But they keep fucking with me. I don't understand why they keep fucking with me. This started a little bit before my grandmother passed. And they ramped it up on me after my grandmother passed. They ramped it up on me. Seriously. This was a plot that they set out to do against me. You know what I mean? Now, this might sound a little out there as well. I know you people out there, all my people watching, if you're watching, I know you have a intuition or a conscience, right? That little voice in your mind telling you to do what's right or what's wrong and things like that. Well, my intuition, my subconscious, tells me things that allow me to figure out exactly what's going on and what's been going on for a while. That's how I was able to put all this together. That's how I was able to figure all this shit out. Because my subconscious, my intuition, whatever you want to call it, let me know a lot of information. And I know the connections that you make. Okay? They're tied to all different types of aspects in your life. Okay, we're talking about people that use a sort of witchcraft or a sort of technology that's not of this world. We walk in two realms at one time. They use technology that's from the spirit realm. If that makes sense to you. They use technology that's not of the physical. We're talking mental and spiritual technology that they use. And they incorporate that into the physical technology to have you fully entranced in this daydream that we're in. You don't have to take my words for granted or not. But if you really think about it and you listen hard enough and you look hard enough, you'll see that what I'm saying is true and evident. You'll see that what I'm saying is the truth. And the ones that have this truth, they attack you more. They'll either attack you or put you up on a pedestal so you keep your fucking mouth shut. You know, we spend a lot of time, us as people, now I'm talking to the people, we spend a lot of time attacking each other for being black, white, this, that. It's the system that perpetuates all of this. So we stay divided in a way. So we never build that Tower of Babel. So we never really truly connect with anybody else or get a good understanding of anybody else. You know what I mean? This is why you'll have some people say that this type of talk is crazy and dismiss the thoughts and feelings that you have about what's going on in your life because they want you to start feeling that way. And they want that person to stay asleep. They don't want that person to wake up to a reality that what we're in is a controlled environment. What we're in is 100% controlled. The only thing that they don't control is just spontaneous actions, right? When you decide to take a path other than what your subconscious is telling you. Because some people out there is really bad people, right? Some people out there just got a bad spirit or a bad something in them where they would hear their subconscious telling them to do evil things. And that's why you got so many shootings and killings and shit like that. You hear about people going somewhere and committing a mass shooting and shit like that. That's because that person doesn't have the mental fortitude enough to say, that's not right. That's not what I should be doing. It's not humane. It's not the right thing to do. Then you have others who listen to their subconscious and their subconscious tells them good things. You can actually retrain your subconscious. Whether you're hearing bad things, shit. Some people's subconscious tell them to kill themselves. Some people's subconscious really tell them to hurt themselves. And it's sad. What's sadder is that I understand that these thoughts come from somewhere else. These thoughts are not thoughts of your own. Nobody should have those type of thoughts. If you're a living human being, right, you should never have the thought of doing harm to yourself or somebody else, unless somebody's trying to do harm to you or your loved ones. You know, and that's just not my personal opinion. That's a fact. Those are all facts right there. Another fact is that mental fortitude that I spoke about. You have to have it. You have to have a level of mental fortitude because when they're attacking you, when they're trying to entrap you, you're already enslaved. I don't give a fuck whatever you doing, whether you're a millionaire or you poor or whatever you're doing, we're all slaves. We're all slaves to the system that we're living in, right? You can fight against that if you want, but it's the truth. We're all slaves to this system. And if you think I'm bullshitting, look into my situation. Look into a lot of other people's situations who just couldn't explain the hardships of their life. Many people just can't explain the hardships of their life. I can go and I have a certain recollection that allows me to recollect on times when I was a young boy and they fucked with my mother. They had my mother lose her mind. Either she's a great actor or she's really kind of insane. Because I can't even have a talk with my mother, you know what I mean, without her lashing out at me with negativity and pure toxicity. And that's sad because I know you did that to her. I know that the system that we live in did that to my mother. And that hurts. And then to find out from my grandmother's side of the family, right, that they actually did the same thing to my grandmother before. I wasn't around for that. I didn't have to witness that. But see, when they fuck with a parent, mentally, physically, spiritually, when they fuck with a parent, right, and you ultimately fuck with their children, right? So when they fucked with my mother, and people were following my mother when my mother was going through a lot of things in her life, you know, in our life, you fucked with my life, right? And now you're doing the same thing to me. You know, they say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. I'm the apple that's not going to fall. I'm not the apple that's going to fall. This apple here is sitting high up on that fucking tree. This apple has a bird's eye view on everything that you've been doing to my family and to me. And it's sad. It's sad that you still want to send documents, send sneakily send me documents too, to my email that I deleted, by the way. I'm disregarding your emails and whatever documents you sent me. I'm disregarding it. Okay? You could set all the bench warrants and all that shit you want to set. You could do whatever you want to do. But I'm disregarding it. Because in me is the creator. In me, in my theocracy, I know I don't have to play this game with you. I played the game. I see that the game is rigged. So I fold my hand. I fold my hand. I wash my hands of all of it. I just hope that the messages that I put out on my podcast hit somebody's ears, hit somebody's eyes, weighs on somebody's heart to actually do the right thing and help me out. Help me out. Help this system be a better system. Help this government be a better government. You know, this shit sad, man. This shit is really fucking sad. When you lay it all out and you see, you know, when you have seen things that happen in other people's life that was just unexplainable, unspeakable, unscrupulable things that happen to other people's lives. You like, it just don't add up. You know, it don't add up. It'll leave one to even think that maybe they did that to their own life. You know, a few times I thought that same thing. Oh, that was just them being them. They was stupid. They was fucked up. They just, you know, went off the deep end. They lost it for a little while. Whatever the case may be. Had me thinking that shit. But until they do these same unthinkable, unexplainable, unscrupulable things to your life, that's when it hit home. That's when it's like, oh, I see now. I see. I see exactly what's going on. I see exactly the plight. The plight of us. The plight of humanity. The plight of demonic forces being in control here on earth and attacking an individual's spirituality, attacking an individual's mind, attacking the essence of a person. I just really can't, you know, I'm trying to move, I'm trying to get things going for myself. These people ruined my life for what, man? You know, and it's not just because he's going through it because his grandma passed and he did all this shit because his grandma passed. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I know what my grandmother left behind. And I know you took and stole through people, through weak-minded people, or through people involved with your secret orders and your secret agendas. I know what you did. I know what you continue to do. I know what you're currently doing. I get it. I just don't want to be a part of it. I don't. Period. Point blank. If there is a place after this place, if there is a place after this place, and I'm there, you're going to pay for it. One day, the Wizard of Oz always reveals itself. That little piece of shit person standing behind the curtain, controlling everything, always reveals themselves. Like at the end of the Wizard of Oz, they always reveal themselves. And when I meet that entity or that person, I'm not going to be nice to you. It's not going to be a kind conversation. It's not going to be any type of understanding. Because the only thing that I understand is what you have done to me and my family life. And it goes beyond what I'm even putting together right here. I have more pieces to the puzzle that I have yet to even speak about on this episode of the podcast. I spoke about the pieces of the puzzle in the past on other episodes of the other episodes of the podcast. But I know what you do. I know how you operate. And it's sad. And it's really fucking sad that you put people through all this. And you have a law enforcement that'll back you up. And you have weak-minded people who aren't able or just don't know to think outside of the box or even give a fuck or to have any type of understanding of your situation and what you're going through. And how could all this be knowing the person that you are? How could this person just veer off to the left? And you do it to a lot of fucking people. You know, I think about countless people who, you know, famous people for one, because we all get to see them and we all get to see their life and how they live. And then out of nowhere, their life would just take a downward spiral and you're like, how the fuck did that happen? But they always got a story for it. I know now why this happened to those people. I know now why normal people are just, you know, one day they're fine, hunky-dory, and the next day people are saying they did the most heinous things in life. It's because that they don't have that mental fortitude. They got controlled by something that can't be explained in a way. Something that can't be explained, that don't want to be explained. A system that they don't want to be revealed. And that's the problem here. I learned a lot. I played the game. I played my hand. And you played yours. And you continue to play your hand. All I'm trying to do is elevate myself to where I should have been in life if I had not been cursed by having such a fucked up family life. I'm trying to elevate my life for my children, for people that I love, for people that matter, for people that matter to me. Because all this bullshit, it doesn't fucking matter to me. All the bullshit you try to put me through, it doesn't fucking matter to me. You had my brother kill himself. You gave my uncle drugs until he couldn't breathe on a fucking respirator in the hospital and then blamed it on COVID. You drove my mother out of her mind. You turned a grandfather against a grandchild. You turned a mother against a son. You should be condemned for that. But I'm being crucified. I'm being condemned because I find out all this information, right? So I'm the bad guy because I find out all this information. Enough said. Enough said. One thing about it, as long as there's a fucking YouTube channel, as long as there's a Rumble network, as long as there's any podcast around, you're going to get found out. People are going to realize that this government and the things they do has been tyrannical for a while. And they need to be isolated. They need to be shown that they're not the ones in charge of us, that we are the ones who are supposed to be on top of the government. The government is supposed to be there to help us. Speaking of governments helping fucking people, I'm a person that worked 6 years at a fucking SEPTA job and worked countless years before that. Yet still, I can't get unemployment. I can't get help from any government assistance for anything, for the hardships that I had in my life. Like, what type of system are we serving? What type of system is supposed to be serving us? The only ones y'all help is the women. Because the women help y'all entrap these men, like myself, like countless others, who can't explain why this shit happened in their life, who can't explain the separation of man, woman, and child. We treat the system as if it's God itself. Is it? Is that what you're trying to be? Is that what you're trying to portray yourself as? To be God, the Almighty, the Most High? You're not. You're not. You're not. You don't know the soul of a man. You don't know the soul of a man. You don't know the things that a man goes through on a daily basis just to provide, just to keep his sanity, just to stay in the game, man. We're living under demonic energy, man. You know, so many biblical verses that I could think of right now that shows me that a lot of this is true and evident. When they say that the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was to convince people that he didn't exist, it's because he does exist and he's very real and he's an active force in all of our lives. There's a lot of holy people who go to these churches and go to these mosques and go to these synagogues who proclaim to be people of God, but they're not. The ones regurgitating scriptures over and over and over again. The ones who don't give you an ounce of truth, but all of the lie. And blend it all up together with your own belief system to build up your own foundation in a way where you're strong enough to continue to move throughout this demonic system that we're in. It's sad. It's sad. I clicked on that email thinking it was a job opportunity. And it's something to say something about me from Philadelphia and all this shit. And I know you could say, oh, he's stupid for admitting that he received it. He should have just said he never received it. But I thought about that too. I set up a passcode and everything. So they know I received it. They know I looked at it. I erased the emails because I'm disregarding it. Because that email, what that's stating, what that's talking about, is not part of my theocracy. And it's just 100% untrue. It's not factual. It's all fictitious. It's all things that they made up to entrap me, to continue to extort me and exploit me, just like they're doing all of you. Well, that's my episode, man. I just came on to say that, listen, if anybody is watching this, please go out, support my GoFundMe, even though for some reason I can't log on to it right now, but support the GoFundMe. I'm trying to get the fuck out of this city. I'm trying to get away from this system in general, because it's really a fucked up system that we live in. Okay? Support the music, support the books, support the podcast. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. I'm being the best me that I could be. I ain't been arguing or fussing or fighting with nobody. But I'm arguing and fussing and fighting with a system that I realize just ain't systeming for us. It's not doing what it's supposed to do for me. For a lot of others, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. If you really didn't want me to find out all this stuff too, and this is a personal message, if anybody's watching this whose name is Scanapico, why the fuck would you get so close to my family if you didn't want me to find out that you had all this to do with my family? Why would you put your name on my grandmother's electric bill and say that, oh, the Scanapicos? Why would you get Scanapico mail sent to the house on 18th and Master? Why would you fuck around? Why would your mother date my uncle? I never once tried to fuck you people over. I was kind to your children. I was kind to your son. I was kind to your mother. And I was kind to you. That's all I can say about you. Then on top of that, you got the nerve, your family got the nerve to have a real estate development company. The electricity system in Philadelphia is called Pico, Scanapico. You put your name right on the fucking electric company, like the last part of your name. It's all evident. Nobody's fucking stupid. All somebody has to do is put 2 and 2 together and see what it's all for. Add up 2 and 2 is 4. What is all for? It's all for you to maintain control of this system. I don't know why you got so close to my fucking family. That's my whole thing. That's what made me really figure all this shit out. So thank you for having mail sent to the house. For having your mother or something, an electricity bill put in my grandmother's name or some shit like that. Having mail sent to the house. Thank you for coming in my life and showing me the things that you showed me. Because I see that what we're dealing with, what I dealt with, was not a power of, it was more of a spiritual thing. It wasn't drugs. It wasn't weed and none of that bullshit. This was a mental and spiritual thing that they have. This was a spiritual and mental thing that they have. That where they could tap into, because they know who you are. They know your characteristics. They know your personality. And they can tap into your life on a whole nother level that can steer your life one way or the other. All we really have, I'm going to be honest with you about this, all we really have at the end of the day is our own mental fortitude. Our character and our personality is what carries our mental fortitude. You have to remain you. You have to remain you. It's the only reason I'm still able to go. That's the only reason I'm still able to still move and shake and try to get things back rolling. You have to remain you. I am that I am. That's a Masonic saying. I am that I am. You have to know who you are. You have to stand steadfast in who you are, man, and just believe in the Creator that's in you. Not the God that's in you. The Creator that's in you. Because God is what they portray to be. God is what they want you to believe in. So that way, when you sit on your bed and you fucking praying at night, when you letting out your deepest, darkest thoughts, when you're letting out all your wants and your greatest, the greatest desires of your heart, when you're thinking all that shit, they get that message. Didn't think I knew that much, did you? The Creator that's within all of us is truly in bondage. And they try to break that Creator. They feed off that Creator. I never dealt with shit like this in my life. You know what I mean? In the past, when I was younger, I had some spiritual encounters where I seen shit move across a room and different type of shit. I grew up next to a funeral home, so I just put it off on, spirits and whatever, you know what I mean? But I see now that what we're living in is something different. It's something different. Our reality is fixed. Our reality is very fickle. It can change. It can vary. It can be manipulated in a lot of different ways. So, that being said, there's a duality to everything. There's a duality to everything. I hope you listen to this podcast all the way through. I hope you get a better understanding of what I'm saying and what I'm talking about and the things that's plaguing me, that's crucifying me right now. Because there's no laughing matter. There's nothing that I'm making up. At the same time, please like, share, and subscribe. Help get this message broadcasted everywhere. You know what I mean? me personally, I'm going to be trying to broadcast it everywhere. I'm going to be putting it on all social media platforms and doing what I got to do to get the message out there. But just know that it is what it is, man. You know, we got to do better. We got to do better in understanding and being steadfast in our own theocracy. That being said, I'm Mr. Pagan, and this has been God Concept. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay aware. Keep your mental fortitude strong. Peace.